Hello, everyone. I hope we are having a good day today. I am enjoying myself so far. And it looks like today we get to start stream with not one, but two 9 rooms adjacent puzzles. So let us see. Zach has been having a fantastic time because it's currently -10 outside. So Zach loves it. Uh, Although it was -10 this morning, but now my laptop says it's 18 outside, but I don't believe it. Uh, but anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. Uh, yeah, hey Kelly, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I know our stream has been a little, or our schedule has been a little erratic lately because of uh everything going on. I'm teaching a 4-week sudoku course that meets 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. So that has somewhat subsumed my soul, but not in a bad way. I have been greatly enjoying it, but but it has also left me much less time to stream. And then Tristan has been intending to stream, but then various other sorts of things have also gotten in the way. So anyway, so apologies about the irregularity. I promise things will get back to normal in not too long. Also, hopefully in not too long, it will be not -8. Or -23, if you prefer. But Zach, on the other hand, Zach is delighted with the cold weather. So who am I to judge? Alrighty. So I guess that leaves us to start with this puzzle by RockyRoer. Oh, that's right. I should read off the people who voted for it. So this is the most voted on puzzle by supporters. So the supporters who voted for me to do this puzzle are Neverio, Nordy, Ken, Paulfly, Doomdiot, Luda, Nell, Russ, Mathpesto, and Dr. Proof David. So thank you so much to all of you for your support, and I hope you enjoy this. So we have normal Sudoku rules, and then cells with a gray square are even, so we can just go ahead and 2, 4, 6, 8 these bad boys. And cells with a circle are odd. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And the circle or pill in box N records the product of all digits within box N that are orthogonally adjacent to the digit N within the box. 2-digit totals are read left to right, top to bottom. All right, so in this digit is the product of all of the numbers which are adjacent to 1, which I think means 1 is going to have to go here, but let's double check. For example, I definitely can't put 1 here because this would be saying that this cell is the product of those two, which isn't going to work because of the fact that the 1 in the box is gone. Now, 1 is going to be a giant pain in every other box, I suspect. If 1 was here, it would be a product of 3 digits, which would be at least 2 times 3 times 4, which happens to be way too much. So my only real option for 1 is that it has to go here. There's nowhere else it could go that will not instantly break. Now, if I don't have a 2 surrounding the 1, that's already too big because 3 times 4 is already 12, and this is a single digit total. So this can't be 2. And it's either 2 times 3 or 2 times 4. And so this is either a 6 or an 8. And so... Oh, we don't quite have all the even digits. Oh, do we want betting? We can do betting. Watching Tristan solve the student puzzles is fun. I'm already sort of trying to maintain a list of what puzzles. There might be more than one Tristan solves student puzzles stream. Rocky, I'm going to guess you don't remember anything about what cell would be a good bet tree for this. Oh, that's right. Zach can do a dance. Sorry, Zach. Zach was busy playing in the snow. I didn't notice. Badoop badoop woo. Badoop badoop wah. Badoop badoop wee. Badoop badoop wah. Badoop 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 wah. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. I'm just going to throw one here. We'll throw it there and hope. So if this is 2, 3, then we've got a little optionality. If this is 2, 4, then that's an 8 and that's a 6, and we're done with evens for the box, and everything else is odd for whatever it is worth. Let's see. So if I'm looking at this box now, and where the 4 can possibly go, it can't go in any of these cells. And it certainly can't go in the middle one either, because these because again, I can have 1, 1, but not 2. So the 4 I'm just going to mark here is in one of these sort of outer cells. I don't know that that's going to be a super useful thing to note, but it's true. Now, down in this box, the 7 could go here is the thing. Oops, sorry. Like, this kind of combination is perfectly acceptable down here. But the 7... Oh, yeah, the 7 even could go, like, in the middle. 7 can't go here, and 7 can't go here because of the 1 ruling it out. 7 can't go in the middle because that doesn't work. So I think 7's going in one of these 5 cells, but I'm not sure I know anything other than that. Okay, so J40 makes a good point that the 4 has to be next to 2 things, and neither of those things can be a 1, because if one of them was a 1, I'd need to repeat that digit to the center of the box. And so it has to be 2 and 3. The only things that the 4 can be next to are 2 and 3, which means the product is definitely a 6, which means that's an 8, which means these are a 2, 4, which means that's a 6. Very nice. String of things. So yeah, so there are a 2 and a 3 living their best lives in these cells somewhere. So we've got that. Now it's kind of interesting that this digit isn't 6 or 8 actually, because 6 and 8 are the most natural single digit products to get. Is there any other single digit product that isn't just a 1? I don't think there is, right? Because 3 times 4 is already way too big. So I think in this box, the only way this works is if it's a single digit product with a 1. And so I think the 7 actually has to go here with a 1 there. Do people believe that? I think I believe that. I don't think there's anything else that could possibly happen. And now this is filled regardless of what this is. Isaiah is sold. Microstudy is sold. J40 is sold. Okay, good. I've convinced at least 3 people that it's true. Okay, one of these is a 1, by the way. Let's see. I was going to ask where that 359 goes in this box, but I don't think I quite know yet. I guess I should fill in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One of these 2 is a 7 at least. J Dyer will play devil's advocate and say that it's wrong. J Dyer will suggest that it could be 2 square roots of 2 being multiplied together to give a 2. Let's see. Yes. Sarah has spotted that there's a 359 triple out of nowhere here, so we know exactly what these digits are. So I'm going to fix this box. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, and 8. And we know the 4 is in a corner. And the 4 is next to a 2 and a 3. So I know one of these 2 is the 3. Oh, right. One of those 2 is the 3. So this is definitely the 2. I can't put the 2 in an opposite corner. And that 3 looks up and at least rules 3 out of that cell. So these are a 5, 7, 9 triple because they can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh, or 8, right? These are a 5, 7, 9 triple, right? Yeah, these are a 5, 7, 9 triple. These are a 1, 3 pair. And so this is a -3, which then makes this a 3. Isaiah says no. Did I screw something up? I don't think so. So that is a 3. It sounded too good to be true, I'm going to be honest. But then I think it turned out it was true. Let's see. Okay, so these are now even. So these are 2, 4, 6, and 8 in some capacity. And of course, I know absolutely nothing about these digits. It is worth recording. Let's see. So if this digit wants to be sort of the silly one, let's see. Well, 3 here. Okay, let's think about where 3 is in this box. So 3 is not down here for sure. 3 can never be in the center. So 3 at the very least is in one of these cells. But if 3 were here, these would need to be 1 and 3. That's not going to work. If 3 is here, we'd need these to be like 1, 2, 4. So the only possible product, if this were a 3, is a 1, 2, 4. What about there? No, that just can't be a 3 because these would need to both be 1 for that to be a 3. So that we can rule out. And likewise, in order for this to be a 3, these would have to both be 1. So that's not going to work. So 3 is in one of these two cells. Does that mean the product is definitely 8? Yeah, the product is definitely 8 because if I put the 3 here, I need to multiply 3 numbers together, and 1, 2, 4 is the only combination. If the 3 is here, though, I can't use a 1 because then I'd repeat the product within the box. So I'd have to use a 2 and a 4. And so the product here is always 8, regardless of what exactly happens. And so there's always... Let's see, if the 3 was here, these would be a 2, 4, which would put 2 and 4 down there. I don't know if that's interesting. It's probably kind of interesting. If the 3 is here, we put 1, 2, 4 in these cells. It's a little bit tricky. There's no reason why 2 can't be down here, is there? That is the thing that... 7 is placed in column 2, is being pointed out by several people in this box. And I see like 3 different arguments in chat. One is there's a 5-9 pair. The other is that there's a 5 and a 9 corner mark here, which I've not actually made. And the other of which is 7 is placed in box 1. So whichever of those works, then we can do that. So MicroStudy points out these two cells are always from 2, 3, 4, because if that's the 3, then these are a 2, 4 pair, and if that's the 3, then these are 1, 2, 4, but that one can't be 1 by the row. So we've got that is pretty helpful. Let's see. That does give a virtual 2, 4 pair in row 1. That's a good spot for Manu, because if this is a 2 or a 4, then I've got a 2, 4 pair. And if this is a 3, then that's a 2 or a 4, and I've got a 2, 4 pair. So none of these can be 2 or 4. So these are 3, 5, 7, 9 only, is a useful thing. Now, I think it's going to be really difficult for this to be as high as 9, right? It's maybe not technically impossible, but the product is quite large. Let's see. I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a math deduction here, which is going to be which is going to hurt my brain, uh, involving like the relationship between this last digit. Is there any way this last digit is odd? No, right? Uh, I don't really want to argue that. I do know there's an 8 in one of these cells. I might as well mark for my benefit. Uh, uh, let's see. Yeah, but I hate arithmetic deductions in puzzles, despite being a math professor. Uh, yeah, the question is like, can I put a 2 in a corner here? I might just be able to. Uh, 8 down here. So yeah, what about 8 in this box? I mean, 8 certainly doesn't go here. Uh, uh, let's see. There are a lot of Greek letters. I do write a lot of Greek letters. I mean, I am called zetamath after all. Uh, so your Sudoku about elliptic integrals. That sounds fabulous. Uh, uh, let's see. Microstudy wants to know my favorite Greek letter. I mean, I didn't have one until a few years ago, but now I definitely do. Let's see. Yeah, so 8 being here would be a big problem. So 8 is definitely in one of these corners. Now, what is 8 next to? It's probably next. It's got to be next to a 2 for sure, right? If it's not next to a 2, then again, we're going to be sort of at least at 3 times 4, because again, I can't sort of use the 1 because of where this digit is in this box. So the 8 is next to a 2, and it's either next to a 2 and a 3 or a 2 and a 4. Oh, it can't be next to a 2 and a 4. The 8 is actually next to a 2 and a 3 because, spoiler, 2 times 4 is 8. So this is, in fact, a 6. And so that's not a 6. So we do indeed have a 2 and a 3 floating around here. I will buy that. No 3 goes there. Let's see. Capital Xi is a favorite of mine. I will say an alarming number of my homework sets involve a capital Xi. Yeah, the lowercase xi, that's like an extra squiggly zeta. But we don't appreciate zeta impersonators around here. Although my father always called the lowercase xi Charlie for reasons that I never quite understood, but I now just kind of tend to call lowercase xi Charlie because of that. Let's see. I'm kind of trying to decide if this can really be a 2. Let's see. Don't know. I don't know if that's really what I want to think about with my life. Let's see. What about 5 in this box? Can I say anything about that that's fascinating? I don't think so. But I can certainly ask myself questions about 9 in this box, I suppose. I mean, the 9 certainly can't go there. The 9 could annoyingly go next to this box. Oh, no, it can't. It can't go next to this box because of where the box is, right? So the 9 is in one of these places. But that's a lot of places. Rather write a xi than a zeta. That is offensive. So yeah, D-Web is examining this box and noting there's a couple ways for this to work. Uh, so So is there, if this is a 2, is there necessarily a 1 next to it, or could I do something something that I'm not sure. Uh Hey Ballfly, how are you doing? Yeah, so uh like 2 with a 5 here uh would probably work. Uh let's see, I can certainly mark this triple just recreationally, although it's not going to do me much good. 2, 4, 5, 9 is what is in here. Uh, and of course, this product works absolutely regardless of how it works otherwise. If this is a 2, so that's a smart point from J40. If this is a 2, the product has to be even, because if this is a 2, it's next to 3 digits, and there's only 2 odd numbers left in the box. That seems like a really smart thing. What's tomorrow, Casey? Uh, oh, if I put a 2... Okay, so now Isabella is saying I can't put 2 in either of these places because it would be a 2 next to a 4. Oh, happy birthday, Casey. That is an important holiday. I wish you many green 5s for your birthday. So 2 in the corner here would have to be, let's see, it would have to be 4 next to an 8 or 4 next to a 9. 4 next to a 9 with a 3, 6. Is there a reason? Oh, yeah, that doesn't work because there's a 6 down here. Yep, the 6 that we found down here actually rules that case out. So I agree. So the 2 is in one of these spots because of that. Yeah, I would not have seen that. So I appreciate Isabella for noticing that. So although this is a ridiculous pencil mark, there's a 2 in one of these spots. Hooray. Don't know if that's going to tell me a whole lot about... I mean, maybe I should pencil mark these only because I care whether this can be a 2. So these can't be... they could be 1, not 2, not 3. Could be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Okay, so there were a lot of options, it turned out. More than I would have preferred, if I'm being completely honest here. Yeah, the 2 central cell, I feel like is most likely. X2 never has X as a factor. That's true, isn't it? Yeah. X2 doesn't have X as a factor as long as X is bigger than 1. Yeah. So that's because, so call this N for a second. This number would be N times 10 plus 2. Well, N times 10 is a multiple of 2. Is a multiple of N. So therefore, N times 10 plus 2 isn't. So the 2's never there. I agree with that assessment. So we're definitely looking at a product of 3 numbers, although one of the 3 numbers could be 1. I like that. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if it's still vaguely possible that that the product is actually odd and not even, because the product definitely wants to be even. But I think I could just maybe make it not work. Let's see. Let's see, MicroStudy says I don't think we can do that 2-4 pair thing anymore. Oh, saying this breaks if this is a 7. Sorry, if this is a 3. So if this is a 3, then I end up with 2 and 4 down here. So is it a problem if there's a 2 here with a 4 on one side? In which case, if there's a 2 here with a 4 on one side, this definitely has to be an 8. There's no way around it being an 8. Because that would definitely be an even product. And so we definitely can't get to 38 because 38... well, 38 is not divisible by 4. 58 is not divisible by 4 either. 78 is not divisible by 4, and 98 is not divisible by 4. So yeah, so I doubt it's intended because it's quite unpleasant, but I do agree with MicroStudy that doesn't work because if I do put a 3 here, then we end up with 2 and 4 down here, which puts the 2 there, and then a 4, and then this thing can't be a multiple of 4 because of the combination of evens. So this can't be a 3 anymore, so that is a 3. And I know my other 2-4 isn't there because the same argument that MicroStudy just gave would break it. So this is the other 2-4. And that's the 1, the classic microspot. In order to make this product work, let's see. So now one of these is a 1. So the product has a 1 in it. Not necessarily if the 2's on the opposite side of the 1. Is this being a 2 now broken? Or should I do more sudoku? Like this is definitely a 5, 7, or 9. I know there's definitely a 3 up here. There is a 2-4 pair in this row. That's true. I guess what we really argued from Micro's point was I couldn't put a 4 in either of these cells. And then we sort of argued it as sort of an extra step. But that was really the point, was that neither of these could be 4 anymore. So let's see. 1, 3 is up there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a crisscrossy 6 through that box, but that doesn't seem useful. Yeah, so RockyRoer wants us to case check this cell being 8. So this is something I would never do if the setter wasn't telling me to do it. But let's see. 38 is 7. No, it's not 7. Sorry. 38 is 19 times 2. So that's not going to work. 58 is 39 times 2, which has the 13 in it. So that's not going to work. 78 is I don't know, it probably has some prime factor that's larger. 98 is something else. It's 29 times 2. Wait, no. 58 is 29 times 2. 78. What's 78? 39 times 2, which is 13. Yeah, okay. 30. So, right. And 80 and 98 has 2 7s in it. Okay. So by brutal case checking, we have ruled 8 out of that cell. Is that even interesting? Is the next question. Oh, I get an 8 corner marked in here. I see. So the 8 here in column 5 now is in only one of these cells. Let's see. Hey, Naveria, how are you doing? Oh, this is part of the product. Oh, that's a way smarter way to see it than the way I did it, Jay. This is part of the product. Because the 2 is in one of these cells. I have over corner marked this box, so I lost that. But this is always part of the product now. So this being an 8 is just an impossibility because you just have to check whether 8 is actually a factor of these things. Okay. So Kelly says this can't be 2 anymore. So let's see. If this is 2, we're multiplying these 3 things. What is the problem there? Oh, do I know this isn't even anymore? Do I know this digit is odd now? So if this digit was even, what digit would it be? It would have to be 4. So I think that's the point. I think the only even digit available is 4 because it can't be 2, 6, or 8. So if this digit is 4, is that really possible? So 34 is definitely not. 54 is 6 times 9. That's vaguely possible. 74 definitely doesn't sound possible. 94 doesn't have the same possible. There is no 4 in 6 times 9. That's true. So if this is a 4, then right, the 4 is still part of the product, and there's no way to make it work. And Carl has very kindly sort of factored out everything else, so the others definitely don't work either. So this is odd, is the point. So this is always 5 or 9. Now 9 seems very suspect. It does give us a 5-9 pair in the row, actually. So that's actually kind of funny because it now means that these digits are 2, 4, 6, 8. Of course, that one's not 8. Oh, and these digits... Oh, no, they don't have to include a 6 necessarily. Row 2 column 9 is naked. Oh, row 2 column 9 is naked because the 2, 4 pair. There we go. So no 6 there. Okay, so now we've got a 2, 4, 8 triple. So that is helpful. Okay, and so now these are a 1-6 hidden pair, as MicroStudy points out. So that is helpful. And so now if this is a 2, it just doesn't work because then it's not going to be odd. So this is a 4 for sure. So that's a 2 and that's a 4. And that's a 2 and a 4. Those are now a 2 and an 8. No 2s there, no 4s there. Okay, so one of these is the 2. I can get rid of the corner marks now. 2 and 8. And so now, yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, Tom. Is that the only thing it can be? So Rocky went through and did the only way I can make this a 9 and have it be divisible by 9 is if it's 99, but 99 has an 11 in it. So this is definitely a 5. So that's a 5 and a 9 and a 5. So then we have to ask ourselves, could this possibly be 75? It definitely can't be 75 because that's divisible by 2 5s, and this number can only be divisible by 1 5. And 95 sounds divisible by 19 to me, which is a big problem. So this is indeed a 35. So we've got 7, 9 up there. So we've got all of that. Alrighty, so we have all of that, and so it's going to be 2 with a 5 and a 7 and a 1 to do that, which is what we somewhat anticipated, I believe. These are, no, not 3. These are 7 and 9. Right. We have in this box, Paul Fly is reminding us we had this crisscross 2, 3, but now the 3 is this way. And as soon as the 3 is this way, the 2 isn't also this way, actually. So we can actually simplify our pencil marks a little bit more. But also, this isn't a 3 anymore because the 3 is in this row, because remember, the 8 is next to a 2 and a 3. And so that's a 7-9 pair. So the rest of this column is a 3 and a 2, 4, 6, 8. So no 2 or 6, no 3 there. And the 6 in this box... Oh, maybe the 6 in this box still has a little more flexibility than I had hoped. This being a 9, though, assuredly is not going to work. This being a 9 is super, super, super not going to work. Because if this is a 9, I have a product of 4 different numbers being a single-digit number. That's not going to work. So we can finish that off. So we have that. Okay, so now 9 in this box. Well, 9 certainly can't be next to a 7. So the 9 now has to be in a corner, and it can't be in this corner. So the 9 has to be in one of these 3 cells only. And so we're again in this instance of it needs to be a product of 2 things. And so one of those 2 things has to be 2. And so this can only be 6 or 8. And it's either a 2 with a 3 or a 2 with a 4, based on whichever of those it is. Which means this can't be 9. Okay, I love that. That is a delightful Zeta spot. This can't be 9 because there's a 2, 3, 4 in the column. So no 9 over there. Oops. No, don't move the bet tree. That's not what I want to do, and you know it. So we've either got a 9 here with a 2, 3 or a 2, 4, or a 9 here with a 2, 3 or a 2, 4. Either way, we know that 2 is at least in one of these cells. And always this cell is from 2, 3, 4, Paul Fly points out. Totally agree, because it's now definitely part of the product. Isabella says, oh, and it can't be 3, right? Isabella adds it can't be 3 because there's a 3 in the row. Fair. So now this product isn't 24. Good to know. I'm curious what this digit actually can be, because I'm seeing it sees 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be 5. It can't be 6, 7. And it could be 8, but it can't be 9. So this digit can only be 5 or 8 at all, just because it sees so many digits through sudoku. And it wouldn't surprise me if one of these broke if I inspected it closely. But I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Can I say something meaningful about where my 8 with the 2, 3 is? Or maybe I should just fill in these cells, actually. I'll just fill in these cells. So these can be 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5, not 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the only digits that can go here. This being a 7 seems really awkward. I'm trying to think if there's any numbers that end in 7, which I could write as a product. Technically, it could be 3 times 9 is 27. That's not impossible, except it can't actually be 27. But 37, 47, 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. I think all of those are there. Uh, row 8, column 7 being 8 breaks because of row 8, column 3. Oh, let's see. Okay, let me understand this. So if this is an 8, that makes that a 2. Which makes that a 4. Row 8, column 9. Oh, right. If this is an 8, then via that makes that a 4, which makes the product 8. Oh, wow, that's very clever. Okay, so yeah, if this cell is 8, it, through the medium of this cell, forces this cell to be 4, which puts a 4 into the product, which then makes the product 8. That doesn't work. So this is definitely a 5. Rocky promises that was not the intended deduction. That's probably good. It was a very cute spot. It's the sort of thing that's very fun when someone in chat finds, but I wouldn't. As MicroStudy says, it was funny AF. So like, it's the kind of thing that like I loved seeing when chat finds, but yeah, I would not cherish it if that was an intended spot in a puzzle. But it's a very cool spot in the puzzle. It was one of the fun things about solving puzzles with chat is someone sees something like that. Let's see. I haven't really thought about where 5 goes in this box at all. Yeah, I tend to try as much as possible to not case check in puzzles. Because usually I find something I like better than that. But yeah, I agree. This has had a somewhat open solve path, which is nice. Like I've gotten here without having to do much case checking. But I think we probably could do more case checking if we wanted. I'm trying to see if there's a Sudoku issue with where this 8 and the 2, 3 go. Let's see. Okay. Paulfly says 5 can't go here. So 5 is definitely over in one of these cells. Paulfly says this can't be a 5. And it definitely can't, because in order for this to be a 5, I would need a 6 here. And then next to what? So could do like, we can't do 5, 3, 1. So we'd have to do 5, 3, and something else odd. But 5, 3, 1 doesn't work, and 5, 3, something else odd is way too big. Like 5, 3, 7. 5, 3, 7 is wait, that's 95, isn't it? Oh, and it can't be 95 because no, it's 105. It's 105. Yeah, that's too big. Okay, so yeah, so this really can't be 5. Here I was thinking we were using the fact that the 9 was ruling out 9 from there, but we're not. But that is acceptable. Let's see. We know there's no 6 there. Let's see. So yeah, do I know for sure that this product is odd or even? Let's see, the 6 in the box is in only 4 spots. But it feels to me like they're all open as I can currently tell, because I don't know anything about where 1 goes yet. I keep looking down at this cell and then remembering that this cell is meaningless. I keep getting hope and then realizing that my hopes have been dashed. Let's see. So, should I write in what these digits are? So, 1 is one of them. Then we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are here. It still seems possible. Is this first digit interesting? DWeb believes that 6 can be ruled out of row 4, column 8, but that it is 7 levels of horrendous. Okay, so I'm looking at Amnasti's point. Which is that 21 is the only possible odd product, since we can't end in 5. And so, like, where are we putting the 6 to get an odd product? So we'd have to be multiplying out of 3, 5, 7, and 9 in order to get our odd product. Well, we can't multiply with a 5, so we'd have to be multiplying out of 3, 7, and 9. 7 and 9 is 63, which we can't do because of the 6. And 7 and 3 is 21, which we can't do because of the 2. So I agree this product is definitely even, which means that this is a 2 or a 4. So we had to use, I guess there were the 2, 6 there, sort of was conveniently set up for that. So that gives us a 2, 4 pair in the column, which is maybe useful. So left in the column are 1, 3, 5, and 9. This one's not 3 or 5. This one's not 5. So I'm pretty sure we can rule out some of these, like 12 and 14. Actually, I guess 14 is maybe a plausible product, actually, as disheartening as that might be. Oh, well, these can't be 9 because there's a 9 corner marked in the column already. So hey, Playmaker, how are you doing? So 52 definitely doesn't work. Does 54 definitely not work? 54 is 9 times 6. Let's see. 32 could be 8 times 4. Annoyingly. And like, I don't see any immediate reason why 6 surrounded by 7 and 2 can't make 14, for example. Tragically. Well, the 6 would have to be 2 times 3. Is it not possible to do 2 times 3 times 9? So if this is a 5, it is 54. I agree with that. And my spots for 6s are these. So, and it would have to be one of these in order to do 2, 3, 4. And if the product is sorry, 239. It couldn't be here because we're putting a 4 there hypothetically. So yeah, so there's no way to do 239 here because of that being unable to be a 2 because of the 2-4 pair. Okay, so I agree this can't be 5, which is actually going to be quite large because it's going to make that a 5, and it's going to mean this cell can't be a 6 anymore because if it were a 6, the product would end in 5. So we've got one more cell that can't be 6 now. We're knowing a tiny bit more about where 5 is going in this box. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, so let us journey a bit through Carl's point. So the product in box 9 is 6 or 8. If the product is 6, this is a 2. If the product is 8, then both 8 and 2 are in row 7 of box 8. Right, because of the way the 8 and the 2 are next to each other. So if this is an 8, then the 2, 8 are up here, which then places the 2 wait, why couldn't the 2 go here still in that universe? Row 8, column 9, a 2. Those are 2, 8. Oh, because that in that universe, this is a 4. Right. So yeah, so in the this is 6 universe, that 2, 8 makes that a 6, which then makes that a 4. And that doesn't work. So so this is always a 2. I agree, which makes that a 4. Okay, let's make that an 8. 8 and 4. These aren't 2 anymore. These aren't 4. It's not 8 or 8 or 8. And 34 doesn't work because 34 has 17 as a factor. So this is a 1. Is that a 9 and a 3? Let's see. Okay, so now we do need to be 6's 2 times 7. And so given that my 6 isn't there anymore for sure because it's not going to be 2 times 7. So so the 2 in the 6 has to go in one of these 2 cells. So the 7 has to go there in order to make that work. And one of these is a 6. So these are apparently a 6-9 pair is what I am gaining from this. So that is not an 8. Oh, there's a 2-3-8 triple. That would have also told me that if I wanted. Which has finally told me that this product is actually 8, which makes that a 4. I guess I could have also just known that by looking over at this box. That would have done it. 5, 6. This is always the 2 now for the 8. It's not a 5. This is not a 7. This is not a 7. Let's see. This is 7, 8. These are 3, 4, 9. And these are 1, 4, 5, 9. Okay. So we've got that. Okay, so what's left in this row? Oh, a lot of stuff is left in this row. Never mind. Did I finish this one, by the way? No, I did not ever finish this box. So 4 is 2 times 3. That had better be a 3. Which removes 3 from that cell. Removes 1 from that cell. Did not do as much as I had hoped. Uh, so let's see. So people want me to contemplate the products that would end in 9 here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all possible. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So if the product ends in 9, it certainly can't be 39. Can't be 49 as previously discussed because that's got 2 7s in it. 59 is prime, so it can't be that. And 89 also sounds quite prime to me. So this had better be an 8. Like that. So we've got that is not 8. So now, oops, trying to take out my 3 8 pencil marks. Okay, so 58 has 29 in it, Chad points out. So it's not a 58. 6 in this box is down here now that we know about some Sudoku thing has placed the 6 down here. So that is a 7 and a 1 and a 9 and a 7. 4 and 9. No 9, no 9, no 4, no 4, no 7. 98 does have 2 7s, Tom points out. So this had better be 48. Let's see. Okay, so we need to get to a product of 48, which is 4 times 12. It's got a lot of 2s in it, actually. How many 2s are actually in 48? 4 of them, right? There need to be 4 4s. And if I don't put an 8 in the product, aren't I going to run into a big problem with not getting enough 4s? Because I guess I could do 2 4 6. I could do 2 4 6. Is it really possible that it's 2 4 6? It is not possible that it is 2 4 6 because the 4 definitely isn't in the product anymore. Because if I put 5 here or here, it breaks. So the 5 has to be there, and it has to be 8 times 2 times 3 in order to work. And the 2 in that 2 times 3 has to go there. And now this, remember, needed to be 7 times 5 to get to 35. There's an 8 and a 7. That is a 6. That is a 9. And our last digit is a 3. I really liked the first several boxes of this puzzle. And then it got a little case checky, but for my personal taste. But this is a very nice construction. I like this, and particularly playing around with the way the 1-cell products worked was really cool. And the fact that like you could have a 1 in the product was something I quite enjoyed. So yeah, overall, very neat puzzle. I like this construction. Also, I like the sort of Battlestar Galactica-ish product pills that we have here. The majority of bettors win. Congratulations to the majority of bettors. May all your betting tree wishes come true. Alrighty. The intention was to sort of do this. There were so many options, though. I'm just never going to like look at a cell with 5 options and go, let me check and see which of them work. But very cool puzzle nonetheless. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back. So we have another 9 rooms themed puzzle. This one was submitted for our Tristan and I's birthdays. So this was a birthday present from Marty Sears. Apologies, by the way, between all the chaos, we forgot that we had birthday puzzles, but we did remember, so we're going to do them. So there's 2 birthday puzzles left. So I'm going to do this one today, and Tristan is going to do Isabella's. Wait, who was it? Sorry, Sarah's. Tristan is going to do Sarah's on his stream this week. All right. So let us have a look at the rules here. So we need to divide the grid into 6 2x3 boxes. It must be determined whether those boxes are that. Yeah, we're not going to do yours on stream, but we are going to record. Isaiah set us a paradoku, which I am very excited to do. Because with paradokus, there's always the like I can't even look at the grid, so I have no idea what we're getting into. But I'm looking forward to doing the paradoku one. That one we definitely had not forgotten about though, because that one we have been planning on when we're going to do exactly. Okay, fill the grid with the digits 1 through 6. The digits don't repeat in row, column, or box. The boxes numbered 1 through 6 in reading order from top left to bottom right. The yellow frame in box N displays the sum of all the digits within that box that are orthogonally adjacent to the digit N within that box. E.g., the yellow frame in box 4 contains the sum of any digits within box 4 that are orthogonally adjacent to box 4. For 2-digit totals, the yellow frame covers a horizontal domino, and the total reads from left to right. Every box will have a yellow frame. Only 4 of those have been shown. The position of the other 2 are to be discovered. The gray circle contains an odd digit. I will take it. The white dot connects to consecutive digits. Row 1, column 6 is the bet tree. Okay, so this is definitely the product in box 1. And so the product in box 1 can only be 6, right? There's no way. Oh, no, the product. No, right. There's no place I could put the 1 where it was adjacent. Yeah, the product in box 1 just has to be. Wait, is this product or sum? Sorry. Now I'm. Sorry, we're back to sums now. We're at sums, not products. So the sum has to be 5 or 6 for this. Sorry, back to sums in this box. Because it's got to be something at least 2 digits, and 1 isn't one of them. And so the 1 is going to be in one of these kinds of places in the box, depending on exactly what the orientation of the box is. But the 1's certainly not going to be adjacent to here, and it's not going to be adjacent to 3 digits. because the 3 digits would have to be 1, 2, 3, and that's not going to be possible. So yeah, so there's a few different corners we could sort of wedge the 1 in that would make this work. Trying to decide if there's any commonalities between those, but I don't think there is. Yeah, so I guess the question is, does this just have to be 1? And I think the answer is yes, because this is definitely a 2-digit sum regardless, because I either have the box look like this or the box look like this. So this has to be a 1, because otherwise I would need to sum. I mean, even 654 doesn't get me there, and I'm summing at most 3 digits, but 654 is still only 15. So this is definitely a 1. And again, 654 is the absolute biggest. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, I suppose. Oh, but 654 isn't possible because depending on the options, this is either box 4 or box 5. So 4 or 5, one of them is not in the sum. So this is never summing to that. So this is only a 2, 3, or 4 for whatever that is worth. So in the universe where boxes look like this, that's a 1, a 3, and a 2. And then in the universe, and a 5, I should say. And in the universe where boxes look like this, I still have optionality of which of these is the 1. Okay, so DWeb doesn't believe 4 works either, so it's got to be 653 if the sum is 14, which would mean this would need to be box 4. So it'd need to look like this with a 4 touching a 6, 5, and a 3, but there's no place for the 4 to touch a 6, 5, and a 3 because the box is so small in that universe. So this actually can't be a 4 either. So yeah, so I agree. This is only a 2 or a 3. Yeah, all boxes are horizontal or all boxes are vertical. I think the rules even specifically say that. Because you can't do something like that, for example, will not work. If the boxes are horizontal, though, this is box 5 and not box 4, is the point to 57 Thorns' point. So yeah, so if this is box 4, that definitely doesn't work. Because if this is box 4, DWeb and Martin are both seeing this, then I just can't get to a double-digit total with any of these cells, because if this is box 4, every corner or every place I could put the 4 is next to either a 1 or a 2, 3, none of which are big enough. That's cool. So in fact, we go this way. And as soon as we do that, we now know the 1 is over here. And we know that these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. For sure. Oh, we didn't do the 1 dance, I realized. We missed the 1 dance. Ba-doop-ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop, wah! Ba-doop-ba-doop, wee! Thank you, Zach. The problem, Isaiah, is that in this puzzle we're adding, not multiplying. So this is box 3. This is box 4. Okay, so yeah, so where is the 5 going in this box? The 5, I think, can now only go here because, again, we still do need to get to a double-digit total. And we're not getting to 12 or 13 in 2 cells, so we have to do it in 3 cells, and this is the only place we can go. And now the most these can be is 4, 6 with a 2 there, and that's what it has to be. Because I can't do 4, 5. So there we go. So we go that. Microstudy with the far better way to say that. Oh no, the 2-3 is ambiguous, right? This is also a 2-3, right? Oops. Right. This works regardless. Yeah, it can be, but these have to be 4, 6. Regardless. So those are 4, 6. Those are 1, 2, 3. And I bet I know how this dot works. This has to be a 4 with a 3. So there we go. Okay, so so if this is the 6, it's a 4 with a 2. If this is the 6, it's a 4 with a 1. So this is always 2 and 1 in that order, regardless of which of these is 6, which is funny. So again, sort of the options are, if this is a 6, then the 6 has to be 4 plus 2. And if this is the 6, now the 6 means the total is 5. It's 4 plus 1. So this is always 2 and then 1. That is adorable. Okay, so this is box 4, by the way. So this is always 5 or 6, just because we're summing at least 2 digits, and so we get to at least 5, but 3 and 4 have gone in the column already. And the 4 certainly doesn't go in either of those cells, and it doesn't go there. So the 4 certainly goes in one of these cells. So we get that. So one of these two is also 4, is probably worth noting. Okay, so and then so the 4 is going to be next to, I guess it could be next to 5 and 1, couldn't it? So I don't think I really actually can knock anything out of this cell other than 6. So I think this is just 1, 2, or 5. For whatever it is worth. I can corner mark 5 in box 1. That is very smart. Okay, so 5 in box 1 goes in one of those 2 spots. So therefore, this is definitely a 3. Very smart. So now these have become a 3-4 pair over in this box, thanks to that. Because I need to put 3 and 4 in this box somewhere. So yeah, so the question is there any way now to make 5? And the answer is there's no longer a way to make 5, because wherever I put the 4 now, I can't make 2 plus 3, because the 3 is on the other side of the world because of this 3-4 pair. That is very cute. So so the total is definitely 6. And so it's 1, 5 is the way that we're making 6. So one of these is a 1 or a 5. There's definitely a 2 up here, and these are from 1, 2, 5. For what it is worth. Oh, in fact, the 2's just placed, right? Right? The 2 has to go over here. Just because it's got to go somewhere. So that's a 1, 5, and then the 1, 5s are next to the 4, so that's a 4 and a 3 going in. Oops. filled in the wrong digit there. Okay. So there is a 2 and a 6 over here somewhere. I don't quite know what to do with that. Yeah, right. And this one works either way, funnily enough. Is there some problem with this cell being a 4? Because there's only 2 places for 4 in column 1 is what I'm looking at. And I'm curious if this one being a 4 is somehow going to break. So if this is a 4, then that's a 5. No, I don't think so. And then the 1 is next to 2, 3, which seems okay. The 1, remember, is next to 2, 3 or next to 2, 4 are the only options. Yeah, this is going to be a 2-digit sum because it's a sum of 3 digits. And so the sum is going to have to be very large in order for that to happen. Oh, right. The thing I didn't mark that's true is I know that the 2 is next to the 1 in this box. And so that's not a 2, which means, in fact, Ambrose points out, that's always the 2. So this is always 4, 5, or 6 for whatever that is worth. It's going to be a lot easier for this to have big digits next to it than for this to have big digits next to it, but I don't know that it's impossible. So the pill's going to start with a 1, and the total is going to be like 12 at least. I'm going to mark that these are 4, 5, 6, just in case it's useful. Okay, so if this is a 1, then that's a 2. The biggest sum we could possibly get is 12, but the 1 and the 2 are in the wrong place to make 12. So this isn't a 1. I agree with D-Web. If this is a 1, now that's a 2, and the exact same thing happens. Per Playmaker. So, yeah, if this is a 1, now that's a 2, but now the maximum total is still 12, but again, the 1 and the 2 are in the wrong positions. So, in fact, that's the 1, that's the 5, that's a 6 and a 5. These are 1, 3 now. These are 5, 6 now. Oh, and I know the order. That's a 6 and a 5. Vertical is not allowed. They said horizontal. Yeah, which is very helpful for this. You have to find the total yourself. I guess at some point I should ask myself, well, I guess it doesn't matter, because the total is either going to be 3 or 6 in this world. And regardless of whether the total is 3 or 6, we can do it. So box 3 is just completely useless. So yeah, so the 2 sum includes a 5, and a 1 or a 3, and a 4 or a 6. So what is 6 plus 5 plus 3? 6 plus 5 plus 3 is 14. So 14 is the absolute biggest we could possibly do, which means the sum has to be 12 because the sum certainly starts with a 1. So yeah, so in this box, the sum is 12. So either that's 1, 2, or that's 1, 2 are the options. But if I want to sum to 12 now, I'm using a 1 and a 2 and a 5 and a 6. So I basically know that this goes 1, 2, 6 across one row and 3, 5, 4 across the other. Yeah, so there's a 1, 2, 6 all the way across in one of these. And so that the point is that means the 2 isn't over here. Wait, I think I'm saying the opposite of what J40 is saying. Because if there was a 2 in this column, it would have to be next to the 1. Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, I'm wrong. Right. The 2 does have to be next to the 1 because the 2 and the 1 are in the same row in box 2. So the 2 and the 1 have to be in the same row in box... Sorry, the 2 and the 1 are in the same row in box 2. So they're in the same row in box 1. So the 2 is actually over here, which gets us a few things like that 3 and that 2. Okay, when I say like that 3 and that 2, maybe it gets us literally nothing else. These are 1, 2, and 4. Okay, and we know that one of these rows is 1, 2, 6. Let's see. Okay. Oh, right. The 1's already corner marked over here, so these are definitely not 1, we recall. So that is a 1 and that is a 4. Okay, so that is going to do it if I remember what is going on in my life. So now the total is 1 is 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that is in fact a 5. So that's a 6, which tells me that I can write in my 1, 2, 6 across like that. So congratulations to the 6 betters. May all your betting tree wishes come true. And there we go. Nice puzzle. Yeah, the idea of having to find your own sums is pretty cool. I like that. Oh, I should right, I should put in the yellow like that, and here I should put in the yellow like that. Very nice. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs, and I will be back with another puzzle. So fear not. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Next up, we have a puzzle called Overlapping Lines by Norty. It is exactly what it says on the tin, wouldn't you know it? It is a puzzle with overlapping lines. Oh, actually, apparently it is not called overlapping lines, but in the zetamath bucket, it is called overlapping lines. What do we have here? We have a hybrid of three different constraints. So we have normal Sudoku rules, German whispers, where digits along the line have to differ by at least 5 from their adjacent digits. We have Renban, my once and forever love, where we need to have a string of non-repeating consecutive numbers, but they can be in any order. And then we have our region sum lines where the sum is the same in each region they pass through. So for example, if I take this one, these two have the same sum as these two have the same sum as these four, for example. All right. If anyone has done this and wants to suggest a bet tree, I will certainly accept bet tree suggestions. But if not, I will just guess. Yeah, the shapes at the end are helpful, so that you can actually see this, even if you don't see color super well. Okay, so and if any students are watching and want to know how to make this happen in F puzzles, I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking about the fact that this digit had to go over here was one of the things I was thinking about, Selena. Because of the long and the bottom one's even 7 cells actually. So the bottom one actually this can only be 1, 2, 8, 9. I don't know if this is going to be at all helpful. But the point is, this is a length 7 Renban, and so it needs to be one of 3 things. One of 4 things, I suppose, which is 1 through 7, in which case this is 8 or 9, 2 through 8, or 3 through 9, and in all of those cases, the things left off are 1, 2, 8, and 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Oh, right. Okay, so I see. So the point is, these two digits have to differ by exactly 5 because of the Renban. And so that is interesting. So these digits are at most 5 apart because they're both on a Renban, but they're at least 5 apart because they're both on a German whisper. And so these two digits are in fact exactly 5 apart, which means there's something like 4 and 9 or whatever. But I don't see why they couldn't be like 3 and 8, for example. People are saying their min sum is 10. I agree their min sum is 10. Because these 4 cells sum to at least 10. So these sum to at least that. So they can't be 2, 7. So they have to be 3, 8 or 4, 9. And so that means that these numbers are either the digits between 3 and 8, which would be 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, this digit is definitely not a 4. I agree with that assessment. Let's see. Uh, let's see. So row 2, column 6 is high. Does it have to be? If this is a 3, couldn't this be a 4? I think if this is a 3, that could be a 4. Oh, okay. People are saying I should look at what happens if this is a 4, because if this is a 4, that's a 9. Which makes this at most 3, but also makes the sum 13, which is the problem. So this can't actually be a 4 at all, is the problem. So just to go through that, if this is 4, this has to be 9, but now I need to make these 13 while making this a number that's at least 3, which would make this at least 10. That's not going to work. So in fact, these are 3, 8 exactly, which means these numbers are 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's certainly not a 5 at the very least. So we've got that. So these two need to sum to 11, and these need to sum to 11, which means they have to be 1, 2, 4, 5. No, that's not true. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 5. There we go. Those sum to 11. So if these are 1, 2, 3, 5, and these need to sum to 11, let's see. It can't be 3, 8. But I guess there's other options, aren't there? I think there's other options. In any event, I guess I should fill in these because these can't be that many things. Because these can't be 4, 5, 6, or 7. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Which is very interesting when I look over here. And these are certainly not 3, 8. These are 1, 2, or 9. So over here, 4 doesn't go with 8. So this is never an 8. 7 doesn't go with 3. So this is never a 3. So we do have that of note. This is high, that's high. If this is low, that's low. Don't quite see what the thing is yet. Okay, so DWeb is asking me to interrogate the universes of what this whisper looks like. So if this is an 8, then this can only be a 1 or a 2. So if this is an 8, that has to be a 2, and that has to be a 9. If this is a 3, if this is a 3, then this has to be a 9 and a 2. Okay, so I don't actually know how the whisper resolves, but coolly enough, it always has to be a 2-9 pair down here because of weird whisper stuff, which is very cool. Okay, so there's no 2 there, so there's definitely a 2 there. Let's see. So, but there's a cell over here. I probably want to pencil mark the rest of these cells as being 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, just because they have to be large, and this one's not a 9 for what it's worth. I was just going to see if that told me anything on these. I don't think it quite does. Let's see. Oh, right. This can't be a 4, Sayori points out, because 4 would go next to 9, and the 9 is taken. So this is a 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 1 or 3 only. Oh, and it can't be a 3, actually, because this digit is a high digit, sees 8 and 9. So this is only a 6 or a 7, which means that's definitely a 1. Which means this can't be a 6 over here, because 6 only goes next to 1. For what that is worth. This is a puzzle unlike any other I have done, which is always cool. Row 9, column 4 for the bet tree. Oh, Zach, right. Zach, we got a digit. Let me bring out Zach. Ba-boop-ba-doop. Wow! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Whee! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Wah! Ba-doop, 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 wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Apparently today is an all one dance stream. Yes, that seems to be today's theme. If these were also high, they would be all the highs in the row. I don't know if that's a problem. But who knows? Let's see. If this is 1, am I going to make one of these totals that's 2 digits too high? Because if this is a 1, these are 2, 3, 5, which sum to 10. And then... oh, we got a donation from Paul Fly. Thank you, Paul Fly. Let's get you a donation dance. Boop 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 boop. Woohoo! Boop 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 boop. Woohoo! Boop 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 boop. Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And thank you, Paul Fly. Much appreciated for the 11 euro donation in celebration of the 1 dances. So people are pointing out the thing that I need in order to make my deduction that this isn't 1, which is that pair, and that pair are all on whispers. So they all sum to at most 13. And if this is a 1, then these sum to 10. And so these would then each be too big. In fact, every one of them would be too big. In fact, if this is a 3, that might still not work, actually, because if this is a 3, these sum to 1, 2, 5, which is 8. But then one of these would be at least a 6, which would be 14. That's too big, too. So this is definitely a 5 with a 1, 2, 3 there. Okay, so now... these sum to 6, and so if I'm going to at most 13, then I can't use anything larger than 7 over here. So we do get our 8-9 pair here, as foretold by Selena at the very beginning. Oops. 4-7. So these are an 8-9 pair, which does make this a 6 or a 7 and makes this a 2. Over here, because 2 is the only thing that can go next to a 6 or a 7 that isn't a 1, which makes that a 3, a 1, and a 2. This is not a 2 anymore. So we've got all of that. Right. And so the 2 doesn't go next to that, Sayori points out. So that is a 7. That's a 6 over there. Yeah, 2 doesn't whisper 6. That is a good point. Well, it whispers it, but only in Dutch. So these digits are something. 3 and... No, not 3. 4 and... 4 and something? 4 and 5. These are a 4-5 pair. There we go. Okay, so... we've got that. So one of these does have to sum to 10 as 2 numbers that whisper each other. So I guess they could be 1-9 or 2-8. Yeah, so it'll have to be 1-9 or 2-8. Oh, this one could just get away with being 1-9. It certainly can't be 2-8. This one, funnily enough, can't be 1-9 or 2-8 for sure. Because neither one... Oh, no, 2-8 would work, wouldn't it? Dang it, 2-8 would work on the Renbon. Only just. So I think there's still a little bit of option for where the 4 goes, but not too much option for where the 4 goes. Okay. Oh, is it impossible for this to sum to 10? Oh, if this is 10, these have to be 3, 7. That's possible. Only just. I was just looking to see if there were any like random stray bullets that hit some of these. So if this is a 4, these can't sum to 10, right? Because if this is a 4, these can't be 4, 6, 1, 9, 3, 7, or 2, 8. So this can't be a 4. Because if this is a 4, I just can't make these add to 10. So that is a little silly. Okay, maybe I should try. Can I make these add to 12? I can't make them 3, 9. I would have to make them 4, 8 if they added to 12. Is the only way I could do it. Can they add to 13? Not as 6, 7, or they can't add to 13 either. Because if I try and make them add to 13, they can't be 6, 7, 4, 9, or 5, 8. So this isn't a 7 either. This just is a 6. Okay, and so if this is a 6, this is 12, and these are 4, 8, which makes that a 5 and a 4. I did not anticipate that that was going to yield fruit, but it did. And so now, is this still possible? If this is 10, this would be 1, 9. If this is a 7 now, these now need to sum to 13, and they can't be 6, 7, 5, 8, or 4, 9, right? So this can't be a 7. So that's a 4, and that's a 7. So now these, I think, just are 1, 9, right? Not 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. Yeah, these just are 1, 9, which gets me a 1, 9 pair in this column, I'm noticing. Oh, bye, Nordy. I hope everything is okay. And these are 13, and they're not 6, 7, or 4, 9, so these are 5 and 8. And that 5, 8's actually resolved by the 3, 8 pair over there. This has become a 7 by this magic, so that is a 1. Means this is not 2 or 3. That is a 9 and a 1. Okay, so these need to sum to, well, this can't be an 8 because these need to sum to 12. So this has to be a 9 and a 3. If this were an 8, that would have to be a 4. That's not going to work for actually lots of reasons. But I'll leave it to you to pick your favorite reason why it doesn't work. So these are not 7 anymore. Okay, so now these need to whisper each other and also sum to 10. So they have to be 2, 8 because they can't be 1, 9. So that's the 8 and the 2. So 4 and 8. So my studying this Renbon did not lead to fruit. I feel like this is my Paul Fly Perdoku puzzle all over again, where I had a pencil mark that came off a Renbon that I was obsessed with that didn't actually ever do anything in the entire puzzle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, well, this one's certainly not 5, at the very least. These two need to add to 13, not 6, 7, or 5, 8. So these have to be 4 and 9, actually. And that one can't be the 4 of the 4 and 9. So that gives us the 2 and the 9 over here, which makes this a 3 just by Whisper's stuff. Makes that a 1. Gets rid of all my 3s here. No 5 or 7. No 4, 6, or 7. Oh, this just is a 5, apparently. No 5s over here. That is an 8 to finish off the row. Thank you, Martin. These need to sum to... Oh, I don't know what yet, do I? No, I do. These need to sum to 12. So these two need to sum to 7 without being 1, 6, or 3... Uh-oh. Did I break it? I think I broke it. Because these need to sum to 12 in total, which means these need to sum to 7, and they can't. How did I break the puzzle? Oh, they can be 1, 6. Sorry, they can be 1, 6, right. They can't be 3, 4. Sorry, this triple is not entirely in this box. They can be 1, 6. Oops, not like that, though. 6 and 1, which gives us a 4, a 7, and a 6. It gives me a 6 up here. Uh, I don't know why in my brain that triple was entirely contained in this box. But in real life, unlike in my brain, it is not. So these also need to sum to 6. It could be 1, 5, or 2, 4. Funnily enough, I don't think I know whether they're 1, 5, or 2, 4, but I know the order in which they do that, which gives me a 4, 5 pair and means that in this column, I have an 8, 9 pair. Not 6. The sum isn't 6. Oh, I highlighted the wrong piece of the line. Sorry, my brain got confused. 13 is the total. So these need to sum to 7. 7. Without being 1, 6. So they're 2, 5 or 3, 4. And they're not 3, 4, actually. So these just are 2, 5 because of that. So 5 and 2, 4 and 5. Yeah, I followed the wrong line. These are 8, 9. Let's see. These digits, let's just fill this in, are 3 and 7. Like that. It is weird how the sum being 7 made it resolvable. So that's the 3. It's the 6. Let's see. Yeah, we can just hit the magic mark every cell button. So 9, 8, 8, 9, 3, 5, 9, 2, 5, 7, 9, 4, 3, 7, 4, 6, 5, 2, 3, 1, 7, 9, 6, 4, 1, 2, 7, 1, 6. And our bet tree is an 8. So congratulations to all the 8 bettors out there. May all your betting tree wishes come true. Everyone can get the mark button, but it is a plugin that requires Tamper Monkey. I think there is a pinned message over on my Discord about it, but even if there isn't, if you just ask in the Discord, someone will tell you how to do it. It requires a moderate amount of technical prowess because you have to install a plugin via Tamper Monkey. Perhaps Tris should do a how to install the Mark plugin video for our channel. But yeah, I think it is pinned because it is a common question. And I think it is something where if you want it, you can definitely install it, but you have to want it enough to endure dealing with computers. So I'd say moderate. It's moderately advanced. It's easier than the ranks setting tools, which I would say require advanced technical prowess to install. This is only moderately advanced. There needs to be a Simon button that removes the given digits in the grid. That would be fabulous. I really like that puzzle, Marty. I don't... I won't say I want a million more puzzles with 4 lines going through the same cell. I definitely don't, but I feel like this was a cool theme and a cool use of the idea, and the way that this box ended up resolving everything was very cool. And surprisingly quick for what I thought was marked as a fairly... Oh, it was only marked as a 3-star puzzle. I thought it was marked as a 4-star puzzle. All right, I am going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a moment, and we'll do another puzzle. Welcome back. Ambrose suggesting a button that fixes imposter yellows for you. That is delightful. I guess in this puzzle, we're going to learn about 2-cell 11 cages. So here we have our killer cages that tell us that these digits sum to 11 without containing repeat digits. So they can't both be 5.5, which is very relevant. Black dots mean one digit is double the other. And then white dots mean these digits are consecutive. There was a puzzle, I think there was a codec puzzle called The Sword that had a similar arrangement to this, but involved set or something. But James wouldn't do that to me, right? So the thing I see is all the 11 cages which involve a pair of consecutive digits definitely have to be 5, 6. And this one can't be a 5 because I would need to make that a 2.5. So that is a 6. And we get to have our digit dance. Was the sword not your puzzle, Kodak? Whose puzzle was the sword? Boop boop doop. Whoop 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 whoop. Boop boop doop. Whoop 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 whoop. Boop boop doop. Whoop 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 whoop. Boop 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 boop. Oh, okay. So I'm just merging two puzzles in my head. So that's a 5. It's a 5. That's a 3. That's an 8. We've got that. Likewise, that is a 6 and a 5, and that is a 3. And this is either a 2 or a 4. And this is this just is a 4. So that's a 2. And so now that's an 8 by obligation. That's a 9 by obligation. That's a 1 because I can't put a 1 in an 11 cage. And so this is whatever it is. That is a 7 with a 4. That is a 7, which goes with a 6 and a 5 because the 7 can't go with an 8. So we've got all of that. Chat was pointing out we could color the 11 cages. I'm not sure that's going to prove to have been necessary, but if it might help eventually. So noticing 6 is almost placed over here, but not quite. These certainly aren't 1, so these are from 2, 4, 8. One of them is definitely a 4. Yeah. Oh, this one can't be 8, I see. Oh, this one can't be 8 either, because neither of those can be 3. So these are 2, 4. So these are 7, 9 as a pair. And now the even digit in here is not 2, 4, or 8, so it is 6. So, and there's definitely a digit in here that is even, and it's not 2, 4, or 8. So it has to be 6, and it has to go in that order, is what I was seeing. These digits, so the point is this digit is not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It is a naked single because it sees this 7, 9 pair, Sayori points out, which is very cool. So these are a 7, 9, and the other one, an 8, to finish off the box, for whatever that is worth. These are not 4, 7, 3, 8, or 5, 6. So they're the other one, which is 2, 9. And I guess the 9 is there and the 2 is there, which makes that the 7, the 4, the 2, and the 9. So all of those handle themselves. Not 4, 7, or 3, 8, or 5, 6. So this one's also 2, 9. For whatever it's worth. 2 in this box is in one of these two. So 2 and 9 are a hidden pair here. But that is a 2 and that's a 9 because of that. Just because of the 2, 9 in this box. 6 over in this box is over here. Oh, there's a tougher one? I was just flipping through the puzzles that had gotten put in the bucket. I wasn't looking for anything in particular. 5 is placed here in the row. Several people are pointing out. These digits are 1, 2, 3, 4. I might as well fill in. And I am rewarded immediately with a whole host of pencil marks, including a 1, 4 pair, which makes this a 2. Which makes this a 3 and an 8. Let's see. These are 6 and 8. I don't think I know the order yet, but I do apparently. Aha, that's sneaky 6. And 6, which gives me a 7 and an 8. Okay. So now this is not 5, 6, 4, 7, or 3, 8. So this is also 2, 9. And so this can be, this can only be 1 because of the fact that 9 would only go next to an 8. So 9 and 2 go in. So let's see. And so now should I look at this? So this is the even digit because this sees all of 2, 4, 6, and 8, whereas this only sees 2 and 8. So this is a 4 or a 6, which means this is a 3, 5, or 7, and it's not a 5. Let's see. I suppose I can do some intense marking here, and it'll probably help. So 7, 4 go in. This is just a naked 6 now. Let's see. 6 in this box is now placed here. These are now 2, 5, and 7. No, not 2. What's the other one? 5, 7, and something else. 4, 5, and 7. There we go. So of those, that is the one that is 5. These are 4, 7, so that's not a 7. That's not a 5. Let's see. Dorlier says this dot is resolved, so let us investigate. So its even digit is not 4 or 6. So its even digit is either 2 or 8. And that digit has to go here for sure. And so, because this digit can't be 2 or 8. And so this is 1, 3, 7, 9. So it's not 3 or 9. So these are either 1, 2, or 7, 8. Oh, I see. The point is, sorry, when you said the dot was resolved, I thought that meant there's only one option for the dot, but that's not actually what's happening. What's actually happening is that by Sudoku, 2 is placed on the dot. So that resolves it in a way, but it's not what I understand someone to be saying when someone says a dot is resolved. Let's see. So we've got all of that. So we've got 5, 8, 9, 7, 6, 3 and 8, 4 and 3. Oh, I was ignoring the 4, 7 pair. I see. So maybe Dorlier saw it with the 4, 7 pair. But then I saw someone point out the 2, so then I sold the 2 point. So that's a 3 and an 8, which makes that a 7 and a 6. Makes that a 4 and a 7. Makes that a 9. And let us see all of these down here. Makes this a 1, 2, 4, 3, 1. 1, 4, 9, 5, 8, 3. And we have completed that puzzle. That was very smooth all the way through. Very nice. How is this rated as a 3-star puzzle? What? Oh, somehow there's a link. Why is there a link? The LMD link goes to a different page than the CTC one. I think so. I think somehow in our directory stuff got screwed up because this is, I think, the other one. And this is the one that's 3 stars, I believe. I don't know how exactly that happened. Some weird thing with the things. Okay, so now we actually have a diagonal, which I was expecting given it said diagonal in the description. So now we probably have to color our 11. Ooh, and there is this interloping 10 cage, which we will color in imposter yellow to make sure nothing happens. Okay, so there are 4 11 cages. And 1 in box 7 is right. Okay, that's genius. Okay, so 1 in this box is definitely on this diagonal, which places 1 in this box in a cage, but it can't go in an 11 cage. The point is 1 in an 11 cage would have to go with a 10. So that's a 1 and a 9. And so we've got that. And so one of these two is a 1. I don't know which one yet. And yeah, we do get to do the 1 dance again. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Woo! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Wah! Ba-doop-ba-doop. Wee! Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Yes. Row 8, column 2 is a naked 1, Ambrose points out, because it sees the entirety of all these 11 cages. So this is a 1. Okay. Let us see. Okay, so this, if I sort of assign each of these a color at random, I think I can do something. Which is that this cage has to be orange. because this cage can't be purple, yellow, or green by the box. So this one has to be orange. So we might actually get to do a little bit more coloring this time. Let's see. These are purple and green. Oh, green and purple could be the same. Oh, never mind. Sorry, we can't do anything. Never mind. Green and purple could be the same in that, because these two could be the same digit. Never mind. We will retract. So the 1 is also wrong, right? The 1 is also wrong because of that, right? Darn it, I really liked the 1 point as well. A shame, but the 1 point sadly was tragically erased by this. Okay. I'm thinking about where these 4 digits go on the diagonal might be interesting. Because that's 4 digits that go in 11 cages that are going to do a lot of damage wherever they go in terms of what 11 cages can appear. I think if these I think if these 4 are different, is that going to break our diagonal? I think it might break the diagonal, because I need to put stuff in here. I guess I could put those 2, just barely sneak them in. But that doesn't sound good to me. Because of the fact that, again, these have to go on a diagonal, and I need to actually like make all of my cages work. Row 3, column 5 is on the diagonal in box 5. Right, that's true. So that's a good thing to look at. So if I make this cell green, one of these is definitely green, because I can't put it in one of these cells at all. That will certainly go badly. Probably not the one in the same column. How do you know? How do you know it's not the one in the same column? Answer me that. And the clever thing here is we're using that green isn't 1 to do that. Okay, so I kind of want to think about these 6 11 cages together, because I think what's going to have to happen... there's going to have to be a lot of repeats about these. I can't quite find the right way to put into words this deduction that is useful. But we'll figure it out. Someday it will make sense. Does not quite make sense yet. If you start in box 5, you can color those 2 cages. Sorry, if you start in box 3, you can color those 2 cages. Okay, well, this one assuredly isn't green, at least. But I don't see how I'm getting anywhere with coloring. Is that 100% to be the case, Paul Fly? Couldn't one of the 11 cages just be missing from both of these boxes and have it split? But yeah, I don't quite see how to do more coloring yet. And so the annoying case we have to make sure of is that this digit doesn't go here with this digit going there. That was the one that was sort of screwing us up before. Uh, uh, yeah, I think that probably is going to have to happen, is my instinct now. But I can't quite think of a clever way to say it yet. So Sayori is contemplating where this cage goes in this box. And so this cage certainly doesn't go in this column, which means that the digits don't go there. We know the digits don't go there. And so they're either here and here on the diagonal or they're here. And so Sayori's point is this combination does not work. Because if these are the same, let's just make them orange. I have to put oranges over here. And that's a real problem in column 5 because this can't be orange at all. So then I end up with orange digits on a black dot, but that doesn't work. So in fact, the oranges actually, we know, go there per Sayori, and this is actually green. And I'm going to go ahead and make this green just for purposes of thinking about cages. That was a clever spot. This one's not orange or green, so this is some other color. This one's not green, but I guess it could technically be orange. Oh, where does orange go in this box is the question. Now where does orange go in box 3? Because orange in box 3 now can't go here. And if I try and put it entirely off the diagonal, I roll 1 out of the box. So orange is one of these cages, and it's not that one. So this is orange. That is very cute. I like that a lot. So it's orange. This is some other as of yet to be named cage. This is some other as of yet to be named cage. So actually, if I just make this cage blue now, then these digits are all blue and 1. Like that. So there are no cages down here in this box. So none of these cages are blue, right, is the point. None of these cages can be blue because all these cells see all the blues. So these two are the same, whatever the same thing is. It's orange, green, or the other one. So that all works out. Where's row 4, column 7? It's not green or orange, but it could be blue or the other one, I think. Yeah, yellow is sadly not an 11. That's why it's colored in the imposter yellow. Can't you tell that this is the imposter yellow? Uh, 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 so this cage is the same as this cage. Is the same as these two cells, and may or may not be blue. I'll give that its own marking. Uh, So, and I know also while I'm at it and I'm using colors that these two cages are in fact the same because they're not blue, and so they have to be the other one. So I know that yellow and red are different. Yeah, red. Okay, so red line now is down here. Oh, unless red line is blue. Red line could be blue. That was the whole problem, is I don't know if red line is blue or not. Yeah, this cage needs to go on the diagonal up here. And so this cage definitely isn't blue, and it isn't red line. Oh, so this is the fourth type of 11. I think this is going to do it. I think this is going to do it. This cage is the fourth type of 11 because it's not blue, orange, or green. Oh, no, wait, it could be blue. Sorry, it could be blue. Never mind. But no, it can't be blue. No, it could be blue. Darn it. It could be blue. Blue is fine. One of these is a non-blue type, but I don't know. Right. No, it could be on the diagonal in box 7 if it's blue. At least as far as I can tell. This is not yellow or green. Funnily enough. See, Carbly's yellow line has to be green. Right. Okay, J40 has a beautiful point, which is that these two digits are different. So yellow line's not orange. So yellow line's not orange or red. And that's not yellow line, right? Neither of these are yellow line. Orange isn't yellow line, so yellow line has to be green, right? I know this isn't yellow line, and I know this isn't yellow line, and I know orange isn't yellow line because of that. Oh, so yellow line is just green. There's no way that yellow line is anything but green, I think. Let me know if you disagree with my logic. Okay, now does that help with any of this nonsense? It retells me that red line is not green. It gives me a separate proof. Where is 9 in box 5? Do I know the answer to that question? I don't think I know the answer to that question yet. So yeah, one of these is blue, and one of them is the last. Right. 9 is not orange. 9 is not red line. So 9 doesn't go in any of those places, and 9 doesn't go there or there or there. So yeah, so the 9 in this box is weirdly in one of those cells. So the 9 in this row is in one of the, or in this box is in one of those. Which is funny. Let's see. The other green is placed in box 4, points out Martin. It doesn't go in a row or column with green pairs. This cage definitely isn't green, and green definitely isn't red, so the only other place for green is there. Hey, Kachito, how are you doing? I saw your between line counting circles puzzle got featured the other day. That was a cool one. I definitely, that one stands out in my mind. Okay, so we've got that. So we've got a second green in this column somewhere. Who knows where? So now where is green in row 5? Now green in row 5 just has to be there. Very smart. Let's see. Oh, green could be 9, right? Green could be 9, right. Can include the 9, right? Yep. So yeah. So green is over here, but I don't know where. Row 5, column 3 cage equals row 5, column 4 cage. By Paul Fly's point. I don't think I've seen this point. The row 5, column 3 cage can't be orange or green. Yeah, there's sort of like, the problem is we have orange and green nailed down, and then we've got blue, but there's still a whole other color left. But this definitely isn't orange, because we wouldn't have places for orange in row 4, because orange we know is not red, or sorry, orange is not red line. So this isn't orange and it's not green. So it's blue or the other one. Do we have any reason why it can't be the other one? Oh, the point isn't that we know what it is. The point is just these are the same. I think that's actually the point that Paul Fly is making. I don't understand what breaks if I put 9 over here. Can you elaborate on what happens? I've looked at it several times, Carl, but I can't figure out what exactly what the it is that breaks. I assume it has to be this black dot, but I don't know how. Okay. So the point now it's clear, right? So, it's just if 9 is in yellow line, then 9 goes in both of these places, and now these two are the same, and they're both 2. I mean, I guess I could even say this is a yellow line pair, so neither 1 nor 9 is in yellow line. That would be a more natural way to say it. So 9 is in green. So greens everywhere to be seen are a 2-9 pair. Right, and yellow line is different from red, so this is part of yellow line. Which does say, where he points out, place 1 in box 8 very cleverly, because now 1 can't go in this dot because there's a 2 up here. So 1 is ruled out of all the cells except this one, which has made this cell for real blue now. Thank you, Sayori. Do I know for sure yellow line isn't blue? I don't think I know yellow line isn't blue. Yeah, if I pencil mark the ones up here, then I get a Zach wing with ones over there, which is not super exciting. And I guess I know that the one... Oh, I actually can place the one, right? Because now in column 1, there's now nowhere for 1, except for here because I can't put it on the white dot anymore. So we actually get a 1. Okay, there we go. So now the question is, where does this digit go in box 8? J40 points out. And the answer is this digit goes there, which makes this domino orange. For sure. Which now makes this domino orange. Because orange is the one I know isn't blue. So I'm going to guess both of these are going to end up being orange. So orange in box 9 is actually here. Sorry, I thought I was going to get placed there and tell me it was a 5-6 pair, but it's not. Orange in box 9 is now just a hidden pair over here. My setter logic was so thinking this was going to tell me that orange was a 5-6 pair that I didn't even do that. People are claiming this means red line is blue, but I don't see where people are seeing that yet. From box 7, we know red line's not green. And it's not... yeah, we still have a 4th color. I guess the point is, yeah, we should make this the 4th color. We'll make it purple, because we do have a 4th color. And so now the question is, do we know red line isn't everything else? It's not orange, it's not green, and it's not purple. So yes, we do know red line has to be blue, because it's not everything else, weirdly enough. Oops. That was a strange deduction. And now yellow line has to be purple, because it can't be anything else. Okay. So now... yeah, purples are on the diagonal in box 3. One of these is that green 2-9. So these are certainly from 1-9, just for the record. Oh, row 4, column 1 is a naked orange, points out Paul Fly. And the other orange in column 1 is up here. And so this is the other green in column 1. Yeah, we can probably say we have bested imposter yellow at this point. One of the blue digits goes on the black dot. And so this is a 3-6 or a 4-8. For sure. Yeah, we might be about to be highlighting specific digits if we need to. The imposter 9 is definitely green. That's true. These are an orange-green pair. Blue in column 4 is placed. Very smart. And so this is the last green. So this is, again, 3, 4, 6, 8. So, we're missing purples over in this box. So this cell's definitely purple because it sees all the other colors and sees 1. So that is another purple. And there's a purple down in these cells as well. So these are a blue-purple pair, right? I believe that is correct. So let's see. This cell sees 1, both purples, both greens, and both blues. So this cell is indeed a naked orange. I agree. So where does this blue cell go in this box? Funnily enough, this blue cell certainly can't go there. It can't go there. So this blue cell in this box goes there for sure. If it went here, 11 would be a multiple of 3, which is a problem. So these two blue cells are the same. And now the rest of row 3 is purple just because there's nothing left for it to be. And now that blue pair finally gives us our 1 over here. We can get rid of the color in that, which places our 1 here, makes this orange. Take 2. That blue pair makes this a 1, which makes this blue and this not blue. I was close. Let's see. The remaining orange in this column must be here. That places a 1 in the box. This is not 1 green, blue, or orange, so it's a purple. I agree. Which means this blue in this box goes here. And this is green. Okay, and so that being green is going to resolve a lot. So now that has to be 2, 4, because the other option involves a 9. So black is 4, 7, or black is 4, 7. So this has to be 4, 8. So 4, 7. This has become a 1 because of the greens, right? So this is green. This is 1. This is a 9 and a 2 and a 9 and a 2. That's a 7 and a 4 and a 7. Remind us that these are all 4, 7. And that one is actually a 7, so that's actually going to run me through all of this. So it's actually the 8 that is purple. So purple is 3, 8. For what that is worth. Oh, and this is the 3 for the column, by the way. 3, 8, 3, 8, 3. This is the last purple for the diagonal. And this is the last green for the diagonal. And so that's a 9 and a 2. That's an 8 by take your pick. That means orange, by the way, is all the rest of the digits. So the rest of the digits are 5, 6 is what we have here. And so therefore that's 6 and 5, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 6 and 5. And this can't be a 5 anymore because the only thing that could be would be a 4, but there's already a 4. So that's the 6 and that's the 5. And this is now a 7, which makes it blue. 4, 7, 4, 7. This is a purple by the row. And so it's a 3, that's an 8, and that's a 3. One of these is green and the other is blue. And this is the one that's blue because it's actually a blue 7. And then this is a green 9. Let's see. This column still needs a 1. Still needs an 8. Still needs a 2. I don't think we can do anything with that column, actually. This row needs an orange and a 2, and I know where the 2 goes. There we go. So the 2 in this row goes in there, which now means that this is orange, and I know which orange it is. So that's a 5, a 6, and a 5, and a 6, and a 5. One of these is orange, and it's that one. So that's a 6. And then one of these is purple, and one of them is 1. So these are a 1 purple pair. We can color the 1s in the imposter yellow color just for our maximum enjoyment. Yeah, one of these is purple, and one of them is a blue 4, and I somehow still don't know which one is which. I still don't know which of these is a 3. What about this cell? Do I just know what color the cell is? I don't think so. Let's see. If I try very hard, I do know. I don't like the sound of that. That frightens me. Oh, is this a naked single? Let's see. It sees all the oranges, all the blues. Oh, it's because it sees both purples. There we go. Okay, so this cell sees every orange, every blue, every purple, and so this is, and it sees 1, so this is green, and hence is a 2, and so now these are a pair. One of them is a 3, and the other is a 9, and the 9 has to go there. So this is a purple 3, which has made that an 8. The 3, let's see, this is going to be a blue 4. Okay, and so what am I missing in this box? I'm still missing a purple 3 in this box, but it now goes there for sure. I'm missing a purple 8 in this box, but it goes there. I'm missing an imposter yellow 1 in this box, but it goes there. And I'm missing an imposter yellow 1 in this box. So congratulations to all the imposter yellow 1 bettors. May all your betting tree wishes come true. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. There. Somehow I ended up with both versions of this puzzle in the bucket. I don't know how, but I'm glad I did both versions, and I'm glad I did the easier one first. Very nice. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and come back and do probably one more puzzle. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I will be back in just a moment. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the puzzle Crab Beetle by a group that is rapidly becoming one of my favorite groups of setters. Excuse me. Bremster, Full Deck, and Missing a Few Cards. I've done a few puzzles now by this group that have all been very excellent. So I'm very excited to continue that, especially if they keep putting Renbon in them. So remember, our Renbon are strings of consecutive digits in any order. So, for example, these could be 7, 8, 9, or 6, 7, 8, but they couldn't be 6, 8, 9 because this is not a string of consecutive digits. It's missing the 7. Oops. And then I hit the screenshot button by accident, as I so often do when I go to hit this. Oh, they published the book with their students' puzzles? I should have a look at that at some point. Let's see. And so these are entropic lines, which are sort of like a less mathy German whispers, where every 3 digits along the line need to have 1 low digit, 1 medium digit, and 1 high digit. So I'm definitely going to sort of adopt a coloring convention where orange is high, and this is medium. Blue will be low. All right, and that is it. So the thing I immediately want to know is the world broken if this is 7, 8, 9? And so if these are 7, 8, 9, then this exactly would have to be an 8, which intrigues me. But I don't know that it is necessarily immediately broken. But certainly this is from 6, 7, 9. And certainly these are also from 6, 7, 9. Now, Sayori is making a good point about this box, that I can't put 1 or 9 on any of these Renbon. Because if I put 1 or 9 on any of these Renbon, then I wipe out either 1, 2, 3, which is all the low digits, or 7, 8, 9, which is all the high digits. So the 1 and the 9 are definitely on this line, because they have to be somewhere, and they can't be on the Renbon. But now the 2 and the 8 definitely are on the Renbon. Because I can't repeat the high-lowity of high or low. So that means I've got a 2, 3, 4 Renbon and an 8, 7, 6 Renbon, which means the third digit here is a 5. So these are going to be 1, 5, and 9. And the same is going to be true over here because the geometry is exactly the same. In order to make that work. Let's see. Okay, so down here I have a similar story where I can't put 1 or 9 on a Renbon without breaking the world. And indeed, actually, the exact same thing is forced for the same reason. The geometry is just a little bit different. These are also 1, 5, 9 because I have to put 1 and 9 on Renbons, which then only leaves that. So I'm going to have sort of a 1, 5, 9 surprise triple floating around. And it's maybe worth noting with some catch-up that those two are the same digit, and these two are the same digit. And these two are the same digit. And so the point is, one of them goes here. Because if I look at square and x and ask where square and x go, in column 3, square and x in column 3 go here. So that means this digit needs to be yeah, Josh said it in a more elegant way than I did. Somehow there's a ceiling of how much elegance you can have when you're talking about a square x pair being placed by Sudoku. But anyway, the point is these are a square x pair. So this has to be a 1, 5, or a 9, and of those it can only be 9, which then makes this a 7, and makes all of these high. Circle no longer 9. And of course, the same pattern happens over here. and so let me say it Josh's way this time, which is that none of these can be 1, 5, or 9, so these both have to be 1, 5, or 9. By the way, I didn't actually spell that out over here. So we get that, and of those, this can only be 5. And so we get that, and so that is also medium. And as being pointed out by Dorlier, we should get our 9 dance. Ba-boop ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop ba-doop, wah! Ba-doop ba-doop, wee! Ba-doop 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 wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So this is not a 5. This is certainly a 3 or a 6. I don't know which one yet. Let's see. Yeah, there's A159 that could still go here. I do know this Renbon needs a 5. It's not necessarily super exciting. Immediately. Okay, that's a good point. So by sudoku, of all things, this Renbon has an 8 on it because of the 2 8s. Thank you, Paul Fly. This one has an 8, which means that it also has a 7, a 6, and we knew it had a 5. So it can't have a 4, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no, it could have a 4. That's annoying. I was hoping to get to corner marked 4 down here, but we don't quite get that. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but what can you do? This digit is not 1, 5, 7, 8, or 9 for whatever it is worth. One of these two is 1 or 5, just it's the circly one. Quite help. Let's see. 8 in box 4 is also very interesting, Eckbert points out, because the 8 in box 4 forces 8 onto this Renbon, and we know the Renbon in this box with an 8 is 6, 7, 8. And so we know this one is 2, 3, 4. It's not an 8. That's not a 7. So that is pretty cool. And so now this Renbon has to be 6, 7, 8, because if this Renbon were 2, 3, 4, it would have a pretty big problem with the row. We'd have 4 2, 3, 4s in the row. So that is an 8, with these being a 6, 7. So that is orange, and that looks over and makes this purple, and that a 7 and an 8, and they're both orange. Like that. So there's a 7 in one of these cells. I was trying to decide if it's a problem if the 7 goes on one of these cells, but I don't think so immediately. Maybe if I think about it harder, it will turn out to be a problem. Well, I guess what I know... Oh, no, not quite. Sorry, I was going to say something that was wildly incorrect. Let's see. I know there's a 6 over here. Not quite sure what you mean by that, Patrick. Something about where these digits go in this box. It's kind of interesting that these two are the same high-lowity, but I don't know what to do with it. One of these is high. Not quite. Oh, I know these are 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I didn't fill that in. And that one's not a 4. Okay, so this one's definitely low for whatever moderate amount of help that's going to give me. was trying to decide if I knew which of these was going to be 6, 7, 8, but I don't think I do. The last 1, 5, 9 is here, and the last 2, 3, 4 is here. If the Renbon is 6, 7, 8, it forces the entropic line to have 2 medium digits. I don't wholly understand because of the fact that these two can be what they want. Row 7 and 8 of column 2 see all the highs. That's true. I mean, everything in this box sees all the highs. Row 4, column 9 can't be 5 by the entropic rule. Oh, right, because that can't be a 5 now. Right. Okay, so I don't know that I really want to separately catch up these, but that was a good spot because those two are the same digit, and that one's not a 5, so this one definitely isn't either. I agree with that assessment. Let's see. There aren't that many digits left in this column, right? 2, 3, 6, and 7 only. I do agree with MicroStudy, these are opposite. So one of these is 6, 7, 8, and one of them is 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I understand this. I think this is Patrick's point before, but I couldn't quite understand it. But yeah, these two, one of them 6, 7, 8, and one of them's 2, 3, 4. I don't know which is which, but they can't be the same because that would repeat 4 digits in the row. But because one of them's 6, 7, 8, these can't be 6, 7, or that would be 4 digits from 6, 7, 8. So these, in fact, actually are, contrary to my expectation, 7, 8, 9. Which means that digit has to be an 8. Because if I make that digit the 8 on the high digit on this, then I need to make that high. Then I need to make that high as well, but it doesn't have any high digits it can be. So that is high, and it's an 8. Putting 8 over there. Neither of these is 9 anymore, making those a 1, 5 pair, placing the 9 here and here. Okay, that seems big. Which places the 9 here and here. Excellent. Okay, and so now I can circle this and square this, which means I can square this and circle this. Let's see. And I'll go ahead and do this. And so now we can do this to make these all 1s, and these all 5s. Let's see. Okay, now I can't use a 6 on here. So now these are pretty low. So these are only from 1, 2, 3, 4 now. It's not a 4. That one's not a 1. And one of these two is a 1 for sure, for whatever that is worth. Probably not a lot. Why can't one of these be a 6? Because 5 and 7 are gone in the box. Let's see. Ah, 5 is now placed here on this Renbon because this Renbon needs a 5 for sure, and it goes there. I agree with that assessment. Also, this 5 is also medium, and this 1 is low. This 5 is medium, and this 1 is low. Low, medium, low. Okay, I was going to leave these boxes around for microstudy, but they're distracting me a little bit, so apologies to microstudy. I'm going to remove them. Let's see. Okay, so we've got all of that. There's a 5 up here, and it's not there, actually. So one of these two is a 5. So if the repeated high-lowity is medium, these are a 4-6 pair. Very smart. Okay, so now it has been pointed out by Carl. Now the 5s actually see this entire Renbon. So this Renbon is now from 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's not a 1. And that gives us a quadruple in this row, which means that's a naked single 7. I'm not sure there is a less useful naked single digit for this to be. Oh, also it's 1, 2, 3 because the 1 in the row is here because neither of these can be a 1. So one of these is a 1. So none of them are 4. And so these are all just blue da-dee-dee-da-dee-da and all that. So this is the 4 over here by Sudoku. This is now the other 2, 3, which means this is a 4 by Sudoku. That has made both of these blue rather conveniently. So now 9 is placed in this column. Points out someone. Several people, actually. 9 in this column is now only here because in this box there's a 7-9 pair. None of these are 9, and that's not 9. So this is now 9. And so we now know the contents of this Renbon. Namely, it is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Those aren't 5 or 8. These aren't 5 or 7. That one's not 7. Yes, I did unironically not notice there was a 5 on the Renbon when I pencil marked 5 into all those cells and then removed 5 from all of those cells. But that's what you come here to watch, I suppose. These are 1, 2, 3 now. Oh, I got rid of 7 from row from this cell, apparently, when it could still be a 7. Oops. Oh, that's blue, for what it's worth. I restored the 7 that was unfairly removed. There's 2 oranges in this row, and they have to go here because there's no way they can do that. So that's purple, because that cell's definitely not orange. And it's not blue either. So I guess I could have also said this is a naked purple or a naked 6 or whatever. Oops, sorry, 7 and 9 like that. Go in. Let's see. There's a 4 up here in one of these places. One of these is a 2, 3, I suppose. 7 in box 3. Several people are talking about the 7 in box 3 because the 7 in box 3 is now up on this Renbon, which means this is the 6, 7, 8 Renbon, and this is the 2, 3, 4 Renbon. And there's lots of exciting Sudoku stuff with that because now this is the 4, and so I can color both of these blue. There. That is not 7, and that's not 8 as of yet. And this is the opposite, remember? So this is 6, 7, 8. That's the 7. These are the 6, 8. Oh, and I know the order even. 8 and 6. So that is purple. These are both high. This is 2, 3, 4. This is my blue. Over there. Oh, somehow this has become not 7 because I placed a 7 over there. So this has become a 6, meaning that these are both high now. That's high and that's medium. Like that. This has become low over here, which has sorted out a lot of the lows, actually. 2, 3, 2. Two. Isaiah says the 1 in column 5. I'm trying to decide why it can't go in one of these places. Oh, because this is a naked, not high, not low. Or sorry, this is a naked low, is the point. And that is very helpful, because if that's low, then that's low. And so that is 1 and that is 3, which does indeed place the 1 there per Isaiah. So that's a 3 and a 1. It's a 2 and a 3 and a 1. Means that is 2. Renbon lines are lovely for this sort of thing, where like at the very end of the puzzle, it will tell you exactly what digit goes somewhere, but until almost that point, it will tell you absolutely nothing. So that is that is one of the many, many, many beautiful things about being a Renbon. So this is the 3 for the box. This is the 4 for the box, which is going to sort out this. So that is there, and there we go. 3 and 4. That is a 6 and an 8. I should dress as a Renbon for Halloween this year. That is not an 8. This digit is a something. Let's see. It is a 2, it would seem. This is a 6. This is an 8. This digit needs to be medium. Several people in chat have pointed out, and lovelily, it is a naked 6 once I know that it is medium. And then this is some other thing. It seems to be a 4. Let's see. So these are a 4 and a 5. One of my students told me the other day that whoever chose the color for Nabner lines made a horrible choice, and then I felt bad. Let's see. These are 6 and 9. So that is the high and the medium. So 9 and 6, 7 and 9. 4 and 7. 4 and 7. I mean, it is like an absolutely ugly as sin color that I put in. I just wanted it to be something else. I've loved this puzzle, Bremster. This has been delightful. I have really enjoyed all of your collabs with Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards. I will just do any that I come across at this point because they have all been so good. These are both purple, I have noticed. So that is blue, and that is purple. So that seems to be a 2 and a 5. That seems to be a 5 and a 4. Lovely puzzle. Uh, Very good. Uh, well, thank you for making that to Bremster full deck and missing a few cards. I hope the train is going well. I suppose hopefully there's not a lot you have to do to keep the train going in the right direction. Uh, I would be. I don't know. I have not done a Maggie and Brem puzzle, but I would be happy to do a Maggie and Brem puzzle. Very lovely. 2 kilometers. Very fast train, it sounds like. Alrighty. I think, in fact, I actually have time to do another puzzle. But I'm going to take a quick break before I do. But I will be back shortly with one more puzzle. So see you all in just a moment. All right, welcome back, everyone. We next up have a puzzle by Florian, who I have a slight bone to pick with because I am certain that I have these shaped lines trademarked. But we'll do the puzzle anyway, and I will have my lawyers send Florian a letter. All right, so what do we have here? So we have our German whispers, where digits along this Z need to add to, or sorry, not need to add to, you differ by at least 5. We have our all too familiar string of consecutive digits in any order, ratio of 2 to 1, consecutive. White dots are degenerate purple lines, basically. They're 1-cell purple lines. And our region sum lines, which say that these digits have the same sum as these digits, and so on down the line. Okay. So, we have things like this. So the sum is definitely a multiple of 3, because anytime you add 2 black dot digits together, you get something that is a multiple of 3. This is a 1-digit sum, but it's at least 5. So this is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at the very least. I know it's at least 5 because you can make it in 2 completely different ways. Oh, I didn't even see this line being length 4 in my I thought this line was length 3. Yes. This line is length 4, which means that the sum is a multiple of 3 and is at least 10, because these digits sum to at least 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 10. So the minimum possible sum is 12, but 12 is also the maximum. Thank you, Sayori. I completely missed this. So this is a sum to 12 that's not 4, 8, and it's not 5, 7 either, because that would require me put a 5, 7 on the black dot. And neither of those digits goes on a black dot. So in fact, the only way this works is like that, which then makes those a 1, 2, 3. Oh, in fact, that's a 3. By Sudoku. Thank you, Sven. So this is a 2 or a 4. Okay, so this black dot digit is either... Oh, right. This is on a region sum line. I don't know why did that, why my brain is not seeing this region sum line, but somehow my brain was very eager to go and pencil mark this black dot that did nothing wrong, rather than note that 2 plus 10 is not a valid option. But we do get a one dance from Zach, so I'll bring out Zach for the one dance. Ba-boop ba-doop, woo! Ba-doop ba-doop, wah! Ba-doop ba-doop, wee! Ba-doop ba-doop, wah! Ba-doop ba-doop, ba-doop ba-doop, ba-doop ba-doop, wah! Today's stream is sponsored by the number 1. All right, so this is 4 and 8. Over down here. So we come over here, and so these digits aren't 4 or 8. So they're either 1, 2, or 3, 6. And if they are 3, 6, we of course know what the order is. I do agree this isn't 5 or 6 anymore with Sayori. So this 4 knocks 4 off of these. So if this were 5, these would have to be 2, 3, and 1, 4. Can't be. If these are 6, these would have to be 1, 5, and 2, 4. Can't be. So this is now 7, 8, or 9 at the very least. And now 3 low digits have gone from the column over here. So these two have to both be high instead of both be low. So they're 6, 7, 9. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4. However, this one's certainly not 6, because it would make both of those 1 at the very least. This can't be 7 at all. If this is 7, it breaks in my favorite way, which is that if this is 7, these are a 1, 2 pair and break that cell. So that's a 9. Which now means this is never a 4 because the 9 is up there. Never a 4. In fact, it's never a 3 either because it's next to a 6 or a 7 now. And so that 1, 2 pair looks up, makes this a 3 or a 4. Which is very cool. So we've got that. Okay. Very clever. So 9 in row 5 now, because of all of this stuff, 9 in row 5 is now over here, which means this total is not 9. For whatever it's worth. So if this was a 7, these would have to be 1, 6, and 2, 5. Because they couldn't be 3, 4. If this is an 8, I think all the options are still possible. As best I can determine it, at least. Let's see. So just looking at this dot, these are either 4, 5, or 7, 8, right? Because 1, 2, and 3 are gone. So they could be 4, 5. Or then the only other option is 7, 8. 7, 8 is really hard. Because the only way this could be 7, 8 is that's a 7 and a 1. But I don't see why that doesn't work immediately. Uh, or I should say, I don't immediately see why that doesn't work, but my intuition tells me it probably doesn't. Uh, oh, it is 7/8. Sorry, it has to be 7/8. Because if it's not 7/8, yeah, it has to be 7/8. Uh, Several people in chat have pointed out it has to be the thing I'm trying not to do, because otherwise this digit just doesn't go in row 5 at all. Because if I make these, I mean, the easy way to see it is if I make these 7/8. Sorry, if I make these 4/5, these are a 7/8/9 triple, and now this cell has no fill. So in fact, these are 7/8, and the only way that works is with an 8, a 7, an 8, and a 1 going up there in order to make the digits add to 8, which is very cool. I know there's a 9 down here now. I don't know how exciting that is. The infamous 7/8/9 quad strikes again, indeed. Row 5 does indeed have a triple. Let's fill in the triple. That seems smart. It is 4, 5, and 9 that are left. Well, that's not a 9 for sure. 4 just doesn't work here. Because if this is a 4, it would have to go next to 3 or 5, but it can't go next to either. So that is a 5. Okay, I love that. So that's a 6, actually. Same reasoning. So that's a 6 just by Sudoku. I will notice for once. So this is a 5 because it's not a 7. So this is not 8 and 0. It's not 4 and 4. And now it's not 3 and 5. This is a triple, though. Let me fill it in. What is it? 2, 4, 5? 6, 7, 8, 9? Yep, 2, 4, 5. So this is 1 by Sudoku. Just 1 Sudoku's this over here. So this is a triple as well, while we're at it, of 2, 3, 7. This is just a pair of 7 and 9. And this is a triple of 4, 5, and 8. So that's a 5. Okay, so we did our due diligence on our pencil marks. Hurrah, hurrah. Let's see. Nine is placed in box 2. Oh, 9 is placed in box 2. Very good. Because of that 9 over there. So that's a 9. Let's see. The other 1, 2. Oh, why do I think that's not 1, 2? I don't know. I was gonna say one of these is 1, 2. If I knew that wasn't 1, 2, it would actually be huge. But I don't think I know that. 8 in row 7. Amazing. Because 8 can't be part of a sum. It would have to be 8 plus 0. So 9 now in this box is vertical, because I'm definitely not putting 9 on the Renbon if 8 in the box is there. That 9 looks up, makes that a 4 and a 9. Okay, so what can this be? So it's from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there are lots of things it just can't be. But it definitely has a 4 on it. But if it were 1, 2, 3, 4, it's not going to work. So there's no 1 on it, because if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't make this work. And if it's got a 7 on it, that doesn't work either. Because 7 would have 7, 6, 5, and 7, 6, 5 would wipe out all the ways to make this sum. So we've got Excuse me. We've got to be at least a little middly about this. So that means we also need a 3 and a 5 just by looking at possibilities. Sorry, 3 and 5. Except these aren't 5 or 6. These aren't 5. Now, the sum now is forced to be 1, 7 because 3, 4, and 5 are gone. So this is 7 and 1. Good. Oh, congrats to Manu on a CTC feature. Very exciting. Always is. Never stops being exciting in my experience. I mean, I guess I know that this is a 2 or a 3 because it's not 5, 6, or a 7. And so I know that this is a 5 or a 6 because of that. Let's see. What is missing in this box? Unknown. Oh, that's a slick spot from Sayori. We have an 8, 9 hidden pair in column 3 because these can't be 8 or 9, and I need to put an 8 or 9 somewhere. And in fact, it's even a resolved 8, 9 pair, which also places that 9. And so this is either a 2 or a 6. That's depending on exactly what we do with our Renbon stuff. Oh, that 4, 8 pair has been looking at this cell, which has a 4 center mark for forever. 9 in column 1 is now here for sure. I agree with that. 4 in column 4, points out Mekdi, is here. Nowhere else for it to go. So just for the record, these digits are 1, 2, 3 that are left in this column. 1, 2, 3 go with, well, it's not a 3 because this needs to be, these need to add to 8. So that's a 6 or a 7. Let's see. There's a corner marked 3 up here, Screaming Ice Cube points out. It's in one of these 2 cells for this box, so that means that's definitely a 4, which means that's an 8 and that's a 4. Although if I fill in other digits, it looks more exciting. There's a 5 corner marked in this column for whatever reason. 4 in row 3. Wow, that's sneaky. 4 in row 3, Sayori points out. Can't go here. Can't go here because it would have to be 4 plus 4 for the sum. Can't go in a box with a 4. So that's the only spot for that kind of thing to happen. 8 in row 3 now for the same reason. Because I can't put 8 here. Can't put 8 in the column. And can't put 8 in one of the columns with an 8. So that's definitely an 8. In fact, now I need a 4 in this column, but it doesn't quite work. Oh, we can finish the 8s. Oh yeah, we've only got one more 8, which is there. 1 in row 3. Oh, I know that's not a 1. Do I know for sure this isn't a 1? Or do I know for sure that's not a 1? I don't think I do. I think chat does, but I don't think I do. Let's see. There's a Z-wing on 1s. That's the point. So just by corner marks, one of these is 1. There's also a 1 up in this box. So for people who ask, why do I distinguish between a Z-wing and an X-wing? The point here is exactly this, that sort of, I have a 1 marked in one of these 2 cells, but I also have a 1 marked in one of these 6 jajillion cells. But the point is they're all in row 2. So it's not really an X-wing at all, but it does still tell me this could never be a 1. So 2 and a 1 and a 2 go in, which makes that a 1 and a 7, which makes that a 1. over there. So we've got that. Okay, so now I still don't know what this is, I don't think. Oh, I do know that's a 7, though. That seems helpful. Okay, so these are a 1 and something else. A 1 and a 6? These are a 1 and a 6, which gives me a weird 1-6 virtual pair going across this this bottom here. I can place the 7 in box 1, like that. Let's see. 5 in row 1 now has to go here, because these are a triple. Why don't I just fill in the triple? That's probably a good idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what these are. And so that is a 5 once I fill in the triple. These are a 1, a 6. Okay, well, the 1 is apparently here, because that's not a 1, right? And that's not a 1, right? This is just a placed 1. One of these is a 6, and the other is a 3. And seemingly, okay, so that has finally resolved everything going on down here. So this is a 1-2 pair now, so I now know those aren't 2. That one's not 6. In fact, this needed a 6. Oh, no, it doesn't need a 6. One of those two is a 6, is all I know. These are a 2-3 pair, so this is a 5 or a 6 to go with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what's left over here. So that makes that a 4, which is going to make that a 3 and a 2. Make that a 6, and now I've got a 4, 5 pair. But that becomes a 5 and a 3 and a 2 and a 6. 2 and 3 and 7. Let's see. So these are a 4, 5 pair. Let's mark the cells. So let's see. I'll be honest, I thought that was going to do something. Probably did do something, but I don't see what it did. 2 or 6, and I can get rid of the 4 or 5 corner marks. So, oh, that 1-2 pair looks over and says this is that. That's the point. So that's a 4 or 5 pair, which places a 7 down here, and now everything is going to collapse. 9, 7, 2, 1, 9. And now that cell can only be 3 or 5, so this can't be 3, 5 anymore, is the way I like to think about that, but you can think about it in a bunch of ways. 4, 3, 7, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. Very nice puzzle, Florian. I quite enjoyed that. I always enjoy these sort of like mash up a few different genres together puzzles. And this one was very well put together. I'm curious if this was made for some sort of celebration of something with 24, or if it was just themed that way because that's how the grid ended up looking. Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to be it for the stream for today. Oh, so thank you everyone for watching. Oh, it's because the year was 2024. When was that? Alrighty. Well, Happy New Year, everyone? Question mark. There was a surprise New Year in there, apparently. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. And I will see you all soon. So thank you to everyone who supports the stream. If you want to support the stream and you don't already, you can do that for as little as $5 a month by clicking the join button down below. I appreciate each and every one of you who does that. It really does mean a lot. It helps keep the stream going. So thank you all for all the sorts of things. It helps us cover when there's various technical issues, which somehow there are so many more technical issues than you would ever expect with streaming. But thank you so much for all of you. Thanks for watching. And special thanks to the Turbines who donated at the top level: David, Nordy, Franco, Daniel, Danita, Nell, and Plonktime. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.